And welcome to another Rich Alvarez live stream. I am, of course, as always, Rich Alvarez. I don't know who else I would be, but thank you so much for joining me on what is to be. I've had a lot of fun making these tier lists, and I was gonna move on to I don't know. Whatever else I do, I was thinking about streaming some Final Fantasy VII or some Chrono Trigger, perhaps, or maybe something else, But I thought, nah, we've been having a good run with these tier lists, so I thought, why don't we just keep the party going? Lately we've done, a few months ago we did the Marvel Cinematic Universe tier list, so that's been done. But recently we did fast food. We did fast food, and last night, of course, we did sodas. And a lot of you were surprised that my favorites were Dr. Pepper and Baja Blast. But you got to figure if my favorite fast food is Taco Bell, my favorite soda was probably going to be Baja Blast, although my favorite soda is actually Dr. Pepper by a slight margin. Well, maybe more than a slight margin, but I hope you all watch my shorts. Yeah, it's exactly, Matt. I couldn't help but think of the same thing when this came up. And fruit bats and breakfast cereals and orangutans, and that's enough, brother. May not. It's a reference to Monty Python, of course. Anyways, yeah. So we have a lot of fun with these tier lists, and I thought I'd give it another go. But this time, we're doing the most important tier list we've ever done. More important than fast food and soda, because everybody knows the most important meal of the day, according to the American FDA, and that's another story, is breakfast. And if the wheat farmers of America have anything to say about it, breakfast is super healthy for you. So anyways, we're going to take a look at these cereals, and we're going to decide what is the best cereals going on here right now. So anyways, let's take a look at this lovely tier list, and you'll notice that this time I've put it on a scale of Captain Crunch to hell, and I've already done everybody a big favor by putting Original Special K in the hell bracket, because that's where it was going to go. And, spoiler alert, my favorite cereal, we'll just get this out of the way right away. My favorite cereal is, of course, Captain Crunch. And that's why I made a special bracket just for Captain Crunch, because there's great cereal. There's a lot of great cereal, but there's only one Captain Crunch. I mean, that's why I made the whole thing in Stupid Mario Brothers with with the Captain Crunch jokes and everything, Pirate Crunch and everything. That is all based on my love for Captain Crunch. I can't get enough Captain Crunch, and specifically original Captain Crunch. I enjoy Crunch Berries. Oops All Berries is good. Peanut Butter Captain Crunch is good. Any of the special holiday Captain Crunches are good, but nothing is quite as good at all to me as original, just the golden taste of those lovely, fluffy golden pillows of original Captain Crunch. I just can't get enough of it. If I love me some Captain Crunch, and I think that is obvious to all. I wish I had a fun Captain Crunch story, and again, you should watch the stories. Like after the fast food tier list, I put up a short, and they're called YouTube Shorts. They're like the little 15-second videos, and I've been trying to post those after each one of these. I don't know what I'll do today because I don't really have like a specific Captain Crunch story other than the one that you already know, which is Pirate Crunch from Stupid Mario Brothers. So, make a shadow eye too. Where is Pirate Crunch? We'll just pretend Captain Crunch is Pirate Crunch, and it's at the top of this list. Anyways, yeah, so this is the list. So let's go through all these. So obviously, all of the Captain Crunches are in the S tier because they are Captain Crunch, even all of the fun things. So that's obvious. Here's what I'm going to say about Chex. I love Chex Mix. Chex Mix, probably one of my favorite snacks. Second to just pretzels. If anybody doesn't know this about me so far, pretzels, I love pretzels. I love pretzel sticks. I love pretzel hearts that are shaped in a pretzel, which is the name of the snack and the name of the shape, confusingly. And then there's pretzel buns on burgers. I love soft pretzels that you can dip into nacho cheese. I love all forms of the pretzel. Pretzels are my favorite snack, but if I had a second favorite snack, it would probably be Chex Mix. And for that, And that reason alone is why Rice Chex goes up on the S tier. Now, again, I should probably one day learn how to input the pictures myself because I can edit these things. I could I could edit that. I could call that like alpha or whatever. I could change the names of all these things and make up tier lists. But I don't. I mean, I think it's easy to put in your own pictures. Let's just face it. I'm lazy and I don't put in my own pictures because if I did, I would have put in wheat checks because whoever made this list forgot to put in wheat checks. And there is a big difference between rice checks and wheat checks, namely that you need both of them if you're going to create Chex Mix. And I think that there's even a third kind of basic checks, but they only had regular rice checks on this list and then blueberry checks and cinnamon checks, which are like limited edition, like seasonal checks. But there is rice checks, there's wheat checks, and I want to say there's corn checks too, maybe. But like, yeah, I know for a fact that wheat checks is a thing, and it's not on this list. But if it was on this list, it's going on the S tier. However, sweet checks like blueberry checks and cinnamon checks here, I don't care for those. They don't quite deserve to go to hell, but I'm gonna put them on the C average tier. And we have our first super chat from Chris, who says, "Hey Rich, how serious are you about Captain Crunch?" I'm so serious. I'm 100% whole grain. That's a great joke, Chris. But I got some bad news for you. I believe, unless I'm very much mistaken, that Captain Crunch is a corn-based breakfast cereal. There's only 3 kinds of basic, unless your breakfast cereal is 100% horrible for you, it is either rice-based, wheat-based, or corn-based, with, I believe, corn-based cereals making up most of our cereals, followed by rice and then, of course, wheat. And that's why a lot of cereals, they'll have like a mix of wheat and rice, and that's how they can claim, oh, it's 100% whole grain, because technically those are both grains. But very rarely do you see it say 100% whole wheat, because that's the more expensive out of corn and rice is wheat. Wheat is actually more expensive than corn and rice, with corn being the cheapest thing we produce in America. Which is why, if you've ever seen the great film Interstellar, the only thing that we grow in that dystopian future is corn, because that's all we can grow. But yeah, corn would be the most prominent. Thank you, Chris. But yeah. Anyways. And then Matt says, "Come on, guys, be cereal, will you?" Very good. Very, very good. Okay, so yeah, they don't have corn or wheat checks on there. Very sad. Anyways, let's move on. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, obviously S tier. French Toast Crunch, it's not quite as good. It's a completely different cereal. So I'm putting it on the A tier. Anywho's, yeah. Remember that meme, that weird like oh, that was huge on YouTube back like 12 years ago. Anyways, I know that when I talked about this with Chris, he thought I was just going to send Cheerios to hell, but I'm not going to send Cheerios to hell. I'm going to send Cheerios to C, because it is an average cereal. If you're using and again, I do want to make a point to this. Some cereals really depend on the milk you're using. For example, I believe that Captain Crunch, my favorite cereal, Captain Crunch, does taste best in 2% milk. If you're using whole milk, it just becomes too sweet. And if you're using non-fat milk for anything, it's terrible. I think that non-fat milk became really popular in the 90s because they're like, oh, there's no fat in it. We've taken all the milk fat out. But, I think it is more common knowledge today that the human body does need some fat. You can't just have a non-fat diet. You will not be supplying your body with some necessary nutrients. However, you probably don't need all the milk fat of whole milk. 2% milk, and I guess now I'm doing diet tips, 2% milk is the perfect milk. And if you hate real milk, I often use sweetened almond milk, which, especially if it's vanilla sweetened almond milk, is also really good and good in a lot of cereals. However, I gotta say though, 2% milk, just regular 2% milk is the way to go with Captain Crunch if you're looking for the best taste. But if you're like vegan, then go with sweetened vanilla almond milk, because also sweetened vanilla almond milk is great. And also tastes pretty good in coffee, as a matter of fact. So, anyways, yeah, just as a general rule of thumb, 2% milk. And I was gonna say, like, oh, this cereal deserves 2%. This cereal might be better with whole milk, and this cereal is better with non-fat milk. But I'm gonna skip all that. Most cereal is gonna taste best in 2%, and that is just a fact of life. Okay, so as I said, but Cheerios is on the C because I did have a lot of Cheerios growing up, and even though it is bland, if you start having Cheerios every day, you kind of get used to it, and it's not bad. It's not bad, especially in 2% milk. It's pretty good. But I remember when I was a kid, because I didn't know any better as a kid, I would take my bowl of plain ass Cheerios, and I would just take the sugar, because we had a sugar like dispenser, and I would just pour the sugar on until like my milk turned into like a silvery goop of sugar milk. And that's how I ate my Cheerios as a kid. That's probably going to come back to bite my pancreas in the ass someday, maybe more so than all the sodas I drank in my life. But I have a lot of fond memories of original Cheerios. So Cheerios, it goes on C. It shouldn't surprise anyone. I just don't feel like Cheerios, which is part of a heart healthy breakfast, deserves to go to hell. I tell you what does deserve to go to hell, though, is all of these chocolate Cheerios, frosted Cheerios. This is all crap. It's all crap. None of that tastes really great. It's just crap. They don't have apple cinnamon Cheerios on this list, but if they had apple cinnamon Cheerios, I would put that in the B tier, because that's actually pretty good. Apple Jacks is a classic. Do you guys remember the Apple Jacks commercials from the 90s? Because I do. Where it was like, hey, why do you kids like Apple Jacks? It doesn't even taste like apple. And they were like, I don't remember what the dialogue was, but it was something like, screw you, old man. We love Apple Jacks. And then it would end with like a snap shot of all the kids in a treehouse. And it would be like, we eat what we like. Those were the Apple Jacks commercials. We eat what we like. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Cocoa Puffs is kind of gross, all the Boo Berry is kind of gross. I mean, I know it's like, oh, Boo Berry, it's only around during Halloween, but when's the last time you actually had Boo Berry? It's kind of gross. It's slightly above average, I think, as far as cereal goes, but never mind. Boo Berry is getting a C. Honeycomb, not bad, not my favorite. I'm gonna put it on B. It's just above average. Chips Ahoy cereal is really sweet. It's going to go on C. Cinnabon cereal is actually pretty, like, it's not overwhelmingly sweet. It's more balanced. But I wish it was more balanced because it could have made A tier. Cookie Crisp. See, this is what the Chips Ahoy cereal wanted to be, was Cookie Crisp. Cookie Crisps taste nothing like cookies. But as a cereal, they're okay. B tier. Anyways, okay. We got Kellogg's Crave, which goes on C. Golden Graham cereal, not bad. Gonna give it B. Frosted Flakes, which is the we should start with cornflakes. Okay, cornflakes. I feel the same about cornflakes as I do with regular Cheerios. It's a traditional cereal. In fact, some would say that the first ever cereal was cornflakes. Some would say, but then I would remind them that oatmeal's been a thing for a long time. And even though oatmeal's not on this list because we're talking about big box cereal, technically the very first breakfast cereal was probably oatmeal, I gotta imagine, or mush, or grits, or something really traditional. But cornflakes was the first. Well, it's the first Kellogg cereal, and it was the first one that like is in the cereal shaped box, So we got cornflakes there. All right, Frosted Flakes. I mean, B tier. I got nothing to say about Frosted Flakes. It's cornflakes with a little bit of sugar on it. It'll go on B tier. It doesn't taste any different than cornflakes, just a little bit of sugar added. Yeah. The donut cereal, I've had these. These get too sweet too fast. B tier. Honey, no, okay, now there is a mountain. There's like a Mount St. Helen size mountain difference between Cheerios and Honey Nut Cheerios. I don't know what kind of magic crap they put in Honey Nut Cheerios, but I swear to God, Honey Nut Cheerios, A tier or S tier for Honey Nut Cheerios. Man, I should have made it. I should have made a tier between Captain Crunch and S tier called Honey Nut Cheerios because that's Honey Nut Cheerios, probably my second favorite cereal. I don't know. Anyways, all right, Corn Pops A. It's like I don't know. It's got a unique taste to it. It's the Corn Pops. Like it's another classic. Like it's really good. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. But it definitely is a couple notches above average to me. So A tier. We're giving Corn Pops the A tier. Now, when I want a effing Eggo waffle, I'll eat an Eggo waffle. These Eggo waffle cereals can go to hell. I'm not really mad. I just wanted to elaborate how much I actually really love Eggo waffles. Toaster waffles, if you will, are some of my favorite foods to just shove in my face. And so just the fact that there's an Eggo cereal kind of insults me for some reason. I don't know. I did it for jokes. Golden Crisp. Do we have anybody that loves Golden Crisp in here? Because if not, it's going straight to hell. Okay. Honey Bunches of Oats. S tier. I love Honey Bunches of Oats. In fact, I really love how Honey Bunches of Oats and other companies have just been selling like the flavored oats without like the cornflakes added. Because, Honey Bunches of Oats is basically oats and cornflakes with some honey flavoring in it. It's a really great cereal. But I've also become I really love the small bags they have now of like just the oat and honey clusters. I just dump that stuff into my Honey Bunches of Oats to add more oat clusters. I'm adding more oat clusters, and it's really good. I should have had another tier between Captain Crunch and Honey Nut Cheerios called Honey Bunches of Oats. Apparently, Matt had a good idea. Oh my God. Matt says, I'm going to make a new cereal called D's Nuts Cereal. Very good, Matt. Very good. What can I say? Jeez. Anyways, Count Chocula. It's probably better than. It's basically just Cocoa Puff. I'm putting it next to Cocoa Puffs. It's on B tier. Okay, Frankenberry. That's going to go with the Boo Berry. It's not very good. I don't know why we eat it every Halloween. It's not very good. Life cereal is like B. Both of these are B. When I was a kid, I really liked Lucky Charms. And now that I'm an adult, I kind of like Lucky Charms. A tier. Got nothing to say about it. Just like the marshmallows are hard. They don't soften up in the milk. I'll still eat it. It still tastes good. It's kind of Lucky Charms is kind of better as a hand snack than a cereal, I think. Kind of. Kix. Apologies to Kix fans. It's going to hell. I can't believe whoever made this list, you're ridiculous. You put Lucio's on here, a very just here for a few months cereal that was tied to Overwatch. Lucio's weren't bad, but because you had the audacity to put a very limited edition cereal that is so niche on this list, Lucio's is going to hell. So let that be a lesson to you, tier list maker. I love Oreos. The Oreos cereal tastes like Oreos. It kind of is the same thing. It's not quite. It's not quite as what's to say? I was so mad about Eggo cereal because I love Eggos, and Eggos are already a breakfast food. So what are you going to have Eggos with your Eggo waffle cereal? It doesn't make any sense. But Oreos, that just like Cookie Crisp. That is a daytime snack that has now become a breakfast food. So for that ingenuity, Oreos and Nutter Butters are going up on the A tier. Congratulations, Nabisco. You did it. Or is it Post? I think Post made the cereals, but aren't Oreos and Nutter Butters made by Nabisco, or is Nabisco no longer a thing? I think the actual snacks are made by Nabisco, but I could be wrong. Okay, Pop Tart cereal. Same thing as Eggo waffles. You already have Pop Tarts you can eat for breakfast. I don't know why I'm getting so emotional about it. I shouldn't. Hi, I'm Rich Alvarez. We already have Pop Tarts for breakfast. And the Pop Tart cereal, I tried it once, not very good. It's going to hell. Raisin Bran, S tier. And I don't have to defend myself. All right. I love Raisin Bran. It's great. But like this Raisin Bran Crunch, it's going to hell. Because it's not regular Raisin Bran. All right. I've never had the cereal Go Lean, but it's going to hell because Go Lean. Come on. Like, if you want to go lean, have like a salad for breakfast. Or you could go keto and just eat 2 eggs. But like, don't eat grains and carbs for breakfast if you're trying to go lean. Am I right? I'm not really giving any diet advice. I'm making a silly video. This is a silly video coming from a silly man. So don't take anything I say for anything. Oh no, Matt says Raisin Bran goes to hell. You know, I find that the love of Raisin Bran really depends on your love of raisins. And as a kid, I loved raisins. I would have the little red boxes with every lunch, and I loved raisins. And, you know, I would, similarly to how now as an adult, I add more oat clusters to Honey Nut Oats. As a kid, I would take those red raisin things and I would add more raisins to my Raisin Bran. And I just loved it, loved it, loved it. Killjoy says, I still can't believe we damning cereal. Yes, some cereal deserves. Oh, Matt just can't stand raisins. So there you go. If you hate raisins, you hate Raisin Bran, but I love raisins and I love Raisin Bran. Rice Krispies. Now, I feel the same way about Rice Krispies as I do about Chex. I probably would never eat Rice Krispies for breakfast, similar to how I probably would never eat Chex for breakfast, but I can use Rice Krispies to make at home my very own Rice Krispie treats, which are delicious. And for that, S tier. All right. Wheaties. I'm going to put Wheaties on C. Normally, if I was making this list by myself, for myself, and I don't know why I would make a tier list without an audience, who does that? But I would normally have sent it to hell, but I understand the nostalgia that people have for Wheaties. I understand the importance of Wheaties to a point. I don't really care about any of the sports celebrities they put on Wheaties. That nostalgia doesn't really mean anything to me. Like, I had Wheaties maybe twice in my whole life. It kind of tastes like Raisin Bran without the raisins, so it's like, what's the point? I'll put it on C tier for anybody here that like really loves Wheaties. Trix goes on A. Trix, it's a very interesting taste because it doesn't have the strong texture that Fruit Loops has, but it has the fruity taste. So if you're looking for a softer cereal, you'd go with Trix, and I can appreciate Trix. However, the superior fruity cereal is, of course, Fruit Loops. Whoa, and now this list got bigger. So Fruit Loops goes on the S tier. There is no better fruit cereal than Fruit Loops, which is, by the way, spelled F-R-O-O-T. A lot of people remember it being spelled F-R-U-I-T, but it is, in fact, Fruit Loops, F-R-O-O-T. And if you remember it differently, you just remember it wrong. Get over yourself. Anyways, and now we're going to do, Frosted Mini Wheats. And again, here's another, they don't have regular, or maybe they do. Oh no, that's Strawberry Mini Wheats. They don't have regular, there are regular Mini Wheats. They're not nearly as popular, but there are regular Mini Wheats and just wheats that are bigger that are not frosted coming from the Kellogg's brand. This person decided not even to include regular wheats. They probably would have gone to hell. But Frosted Mini Wheats, I'm going to go ahead and put on the B tier because they can be good. if you have no other cereal around. And they're above average. They're above average. I like mini wheats. These strawberry mini wheats, though, those can go to hell. I don't mess with that. What is this? Gorilla Munch? Does anybody know what Gorilla Munch is? Like, it just seems like that's not Post or Kellogg's. I'm putting that. That's going to hell. Oh no, the list has gotten so fat now that I lost my pictures. Well, we all know the top is Captain Crunch. We don't need to see that anymore. The top is Captain Crunch. Oh boy. All right. Reese's Puff cereal, another fun cereal. It's Reese's for breakfast. Those commercials were hilarious. Reese's Puffs S tier. S'more cereal A tier. Doesn't taste like s'mores. Decent cereal. Eh. Oh, we have another Special K, and it goes to special hell. Cocoa Pebbles. Again, I feel the same way about Cocoa Pebbles as I do about, Cocoa Puffs and everything else. It's like, it's probably above average, but as you can probably already tell at this point, chocolate flavored cereals are just not my favorite. Yeah. Not the biggest chocolate person, I guess. But I just want it said for anybody who might be watching that is a big lover of chocolate. I do enjoy chocolate. It's just not my favorite. And I will concede that milk chocolate is better than white chocolate because at least milk chocolate is made with real chocolate and white chocolate is bullshit. I'll still eat white chocolate. Like I like a white chocolate mocha. There are uses for white chocolate, but let's be real. Nothing will beat the taste of milk chocolate, real milk chocolate. But I just needed that said for anybody who might be out there watching who cares. Okay. We got a few things. I don't know what this is. Cracklin Oat Bran. I don't think I've ever had Cracklin Oat Bran, but it sounds like a cereal that's headed for hell. All right. Yes, yeah, Chris got it. He's like, unless we're talking about Starbucks mochas. Yes, that was my point. Fruity Pebbles, kind of like Trix. It's kind of like fruit. Like it has the same texture as Rice Krispies, but it's got a fruity taste to it. Yeah, I'll put it on A tier. I think they're good. They're about the same as Trix. Waffle Crisps. You can't have waffles as cereal, friends. And I think it's also, well, it's like, okay, I know what you're thinking. Okay, but isn't honeycomb technically a waffle cereal and you put it on the B tier? I know that that's what you're all thinking. But honeycomb it isn't trying to be waffles. Honeycomb is trying to be little like bee honeycomb things. It's different. It's a similar shape, but it's different and it tastes different. I swear, it tastes different. But waffle crisp, you're going to hell. Cocoa Krispies, I just explained chocolate. It goes on the B tier. And Sour Patch, I don't want my cereal sour. Hell, it's going to hell. And that, my friends, is the entire list from Captain Crunch to hell. Does anybody else have anything else that they want to add or say or in the defense of their favorite cereal or what you want to like what do you want to say? What do you want to say? I'm giving you all like 2 minutes real time to say anything because then I'm going to go. But please and if I haven't said it yet, please give this video a like. YouTube loves videos that have lots of likes. And if you're not subscribed to the channel already, then I don't know how you got here. But if you haven't, then please subscribe to the Rich Alvarez channel. Hit that bell to stay notified. But most importantly, like this video. I'm pretty sure that's the most important thing. Oh, I've never had honey monster puffs before. Maybe that's new. Chris says, oh wait, no, that's please add white chocolate Cocoa Puffs to hell. Okay, well, I don't know if those are a real thing, but Chris said, I actually feel like this is pretty fair. Well, thank you, Chris, because after all, Judge Alvarez here is fair and just. Dulce de leche toast crunch is really good. What? Where are you getting dulce de leche toast crunch and where can I get it? I've never seen that. If that's at the store right now, I'm going. I apparently haven't looked at my cereal aisle in a while. The last cereal I got was, you guessed it, Captain Crunch. What? Okay, well now I feel like I have to go. I have to go. Hold on a second. Hold on, everybody. I need to look. Dulce de leche toast crunch. What? It is a real thing. I cannot believe it. Whoa. Whoa. What? Dulce de leche crunch. It's a real thing. Dulce de leche is like basically, well, actual dulce de leche is like 3 different types of milk or cream that makes up a soft cake. That's what a dulce de leche is. What is he even captain of? The SS cereal? I'm not even kidding. That's what it was in many commercials. All right, everybody. That's it for me. I'm going to go to the store and get some Dulce de Leche Toast Crunch because that's a real thing. So I'll see y'all later. Maybe I'll make a short of myself in the store buying the cereal. Okay, bye-bye.